Sicko teacher sent student nauseating text before they had depraved hours-long sex marathon. Here's the teacher, then 23, now 27-year-old, former Washington State high school teacher McKenna Kindred.
Hot.
She's cute.
Yeah, very,
hot.
very
She's
cute.
cute.
Very
Hot.
hot.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're a guy that's frustrated because you want a date and you're not getting a lot of dates, and then one of these sex teacher articles, which pop up about once every 2 weeks, pops up, and you see these hot chicks, you think maybe I should do like a 22 Jump Street and go back to high school. You know what I mean?
People have done that before.
And these teachers, they're so hot and they seem so pure. Like these guys that are marrying them, like this is the last thing they expect, but it's also the worst thing that could possibly happen to them.
It is.
Like
Right.
you gotta start to get paranoid if your wife's hot, because they just flip. They just flip and they're psyched. They lose their minds. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
McKenna
she's a school teacher. Yeah, she's a school teacher. We're pretty excited.
Oh, that's so
She's really
nice.
sweet.
She's really pretty.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
She's the sweetest. You can't wait for you to meet her.
Seniors?
She's so sweet.
They got a good football team this year. You sure about this? McKenna, or McKenna as she was called in school, had sex with her 17-year-old student, which is not okay. But I will say maybe let's not put cute 23-year-old blondes teaching juniors and seniors in high school. I'm not suggesting all young teachers are going to bang their student. That's worst case. But best case, none of those kids are going to learn a goddamn thing, because besides how to tuck their boners in their waistbands and, hoping they don't get suspended for having their text and jokes about banging their teacher, their 23-year-old teacher, read or heard by staff. Like,
Yeah,
we really
what
need
state is this?
What is a 23-year-old going to teach an 18-year-old boy?
Right.
I don't
Nothing.
know. I've not tucked a boner.
Can we
in
start
such a
her at
long
like
time.
grade school? Yeah,
Exactly. What state is this in, Mark?
Washington. It was in Washington. Yeah, I mean, at 23, I'm not saying you can't be a teacher. You just graduated college to become a teacher potentially. Maybe start have like a 5 to 10 year gap between 23 to 17 and 18. That's too close.
Yeah,
That's
start
too
at kindergarten.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too close.
Age of consent in Washington, 16. 16.
Yeah. Well, that's why I shouldn't get in too much trouble as you hear. So the Post article starts with calling her a sicko in the article, after calling her sicko in the headline again, and quickly mentions that she was married to devoted husband Kyle Kindred, and blasted a picture of the two of them together, and that she said that she exchanged nauseating text with the student before seducing them to come over to her, quote, marital home while Kyle was on a hunting trip to have depraved marathon sex.
Do you think it had to do with
Ruined his
Kyle's
life.
boots?
No, his slippers. I was looking at the same thing. Those are slippers, Pat.
Do you think it has to do
A
with
brunt guy wouldn't put up with this.
That's exactly where my
wearing-
mind went. He's not very
was wearing-
masculine, is he?
Ugg slippers for the
Yeah, he's wearing
outdoor
Uggs.
photo shoot in the
Yeah.
mountains?
Yeah.
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 Poor guy. Poor guy.
Now, it went on to say the two had sex for 10 minutes in the living room and then took it to Kyle's bed for 3 hours.
I saw that. I saw the 10 minutes of sex and I said, no fucking way, dude. In what universe
That was
is
foreplay, Pat.
is a 17-year-old putting up 10 minutes on the board? It's not happening.
He took some performance enhancers. He went another 3 hours. The article also shares some of the sex, like one from the student who wrote, "Mom, glad I can satisfy you," which is gross. And then he wrote, "Did you pleasure yourself with your dildo while thinking about me?" She responded, "I did." And he said, "You should video it next time." To which she replied, "I should relearn Snapchat." Okay, Delia. The article then calls her a whore a few more times and mentions while all this happened back in 2022 and 2023 and she was fired and arrested, she only got probation. So she didn't go to jail. And then there's no new updates at all, even though this article was published yesterday. Nothing has happened in 4 years in this. They went on to say they hope she's not doing well with her, quote, head-scratchingly devoted husband who relocated with her to Kuna, Idaho. So the entire article reads like it was. Yeah, the entire article, which no one else wrote about this, the entire article reads like it was written by the mom of the student or the now estranged family member of Kyle, the husband. Pretty bizarre article with no updates whatsoever or reason to be written, besides to remind you that she's a whore.
No, it's just because she's so hot. That's why it was written.
Yeah.
But the language behind it was so vicious. Like it was just the way it was written was completely, she's a slut, she's depraved, she's nauseating. It used like a biblical terminology, and then the husband is so devoted, and the husband's so devoted and such a great guy. It was just like the most bizarre article I've ever read with no updates in the past 4 years.
Yeah, when he took his vows, he didn't think that in sickness and health meant you banging one of your students. But he's honoring his vows. He's sticking with it.
Oh yeah, and because he fucking swept her away to Idaho.
This is so different than your spouse cheating on you with an adult, which you could
1,000
get over
times
that
different.
potentially. Like it's like, hey, that sucks. Let's work through it. I understand why you did that. If your spouse bangs a child, they're gonna bang a child again.
Yeah, that opens up millions of more people they could cheat with you on.
Well, next semester.
Wes, that's what I meant. It's the pool gets bigger. Just think about the pool. It's too big.
Maybe all the kids are ugly next year. No,
Wait, I got to worry about 16-year-olds with this fucking broad now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Can we draw a line at least for my peace of mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Not good. I'm not condoning her actions, but the kid didn't seem too upset. Now, the real reason I couldn't get away from this story, which had no updates, I popped into the comments section and found maybe my favorite comment ever from Carlito's Way 420, which is a great name. Here it is. He said, "Back in the 90s, my high school teachers looked like Hulk Hogan."
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I definitely had some crushes on a few teachers. I can't, they weren't. None of them looked like her.
They weren't as hot as you think that they were. I mean, like the one teacher we went to school with that was banging students was like just young.
Oh, she wasn't that cute. She wasn't that cute. But there was a cuter teacher that associated with the same group of extracurricular.
Yeah. The teacher that banged our friend.
The other dance team teacher was cuter.
Her mom was my teacher. I always felt weird about that.
Actually, I dated a teacher. She became a teacher at her in high school for a minute, and she was fresh out of college. She was a Spanish teacher, and she got a job at Herndon High. She was fresh out of college. She would have been the hottest teacher there.
One of our male teachers, who was like the freshman football assistant coach and was also like 23 and trying to like keep his post college football career going, but he was like a elective teacher, and then he did freshman football. He started banging one of the hottest seniors that lived on my block when I was a freshman, and then he had to stop. He had to like leave schools because of that, but then she graduated, they got married and have like kids. Like they've been together for like 20 years, 30 years.
Remember this story I told you guys about how I broke into that house when I was dating that chick? Yeah, that was
and
her.
then you kicked out her new boyfriend and banged her?
Yeah, that was her. Well, that was the teacher.
Well, he's gone.
Sick.
So now that he's gone, should I stay?